What if one of Africa's most troubled countries is also one of its richest, not in banks or buildings, but hidden deep beneath its soil? Sudan is usually seen through images of civil war, hunger, and political chaos, yet beneath its deserts and riverbeds lies a vast store of gold and other valuable minerals that the world desperately wants. Sudan is among Africa's top gold producers, and experts believe its land also holds iron ore, copper, chromium, and possibly uranium. This raises a powerful question. If Sudan is so rich underground, why does it remain so unstable above ground? And why do foreign interests seem to grow stronger every time Sudan's internal crisis deepens? History suggests a pattern. Wherever immense natural wealth exists without strong institutions, outside powers quickly take interest. Sudan appears to be another chapter in that story, where hidden riches attract attention long before peace ever arrives. For decades, Sudan's struggles have been explained through politics, ethnic divisions, and military coups, but that explanation is incomplete. In the modern world, control over resources is as important as control over territory. Gold is no longer just a luxury metal. It is a financial weapon used by states to protect wealth, bypass sanctions, and secure economic power. At the same time, strategic minerals are essential for industry, weapons, and infrastructure. Sudan's geographic position, with access to the Red Sea and vital global shipping routes, makes it even more valuable. This combination of mineral wealth and strategic location has quietly placed Sudan at the center of global competition. In this video, we will explore what minerals Sudan actually has, why powerful countries are interested in them, and how foreign influence intersects with Sudan's internal conflicts. Most importantly, we will ask why, despite all this wealth, ordinary Sudanese people continue to suffer. By the end, you will see Sudan not just as a country in crisis, but as a land whose hidden riches have turned it into a target in a much larger global struggle. Sudan's land tells a story very different from the one shown on the news. Beneath its deserts, mountains, and river valleys lies one of Africa's richest collections of natural resources. Sudan is among the continent's top gold-producing countries, with thousands of official and informal mining sites spread across its territory. Gold is not Sudan's only treasure. Geological studies show the presence of iron ore, copper, chromium, zinc, manganese, and possibly uranium. These resources have the potential to transform Sudan into a regional economic power. However, decades of political instability and conflict have kept most of this wealth poorly managed or completely unregulated. Large-scale industrial mining is rare, while informal and illegal mining dominates, often controlled by armed groups or local power brokers. Roads, electricity, and regulatory systems needed for responsible extraction are either weak or non-existent. As a result, Sudan's mineral wealth has become a source of competition rather than development. Instead of building schools, hospitals, and infrastructure, these resources often fuel corruption and violence. History shows that when valuable resources exist in fragile states, they attract attention not only from investors, but also from those willing to exploit instability. Sudan's underground riches quietly transformed it into a strategic prize, long before the world fully understood its value. In today's global economy, minerals are no longer just raw materials, they are instruments of power. Gold plays a critical role in global finance, acting as a store of value during economic uncertainty and a tool for countries seeking to protect wealth from sanctions. Strategic minerals such as chromium and copper are essential for military equipment, industrial machinery, and infrastructure projects. As global tensions rise, competition for these resources becomes more intense. Sudan's importance is further increased by its geographic location. With access to the Red Sea, Sudan sits near one of the world's most important shipping routes, connecting Africa, the Middle East, and Asia. Control or influence in Sudan offers both economic and strategic advantages. In the modern world, conflicts are often driven not by ideology alone, but by access to resources that sustain power and influence. Sudan's minerals place it at the center of the silent struggle. Global demand continues to rise, while stable supply remains uncertain. This makes countries rich in untapped resources especially vulnerable. Sudan's land holds what the world wants, and that reality has drawn global attention whether Sudan was ready for it or not. Sudan's mineral wealth has attracted the interest of powerful countries, each pursuing its own strategic goals. Russia has been linked to Sudan through gold mining operations and private security groups, viewing Sudan's gold as a way to secure wealth and influence while reducing the impact of international sanctions. Gulf countries, particularly the UAE, play a major role in Sudan's gold trade, with large amounts of Sudanese gold flowing out of the country through unofficial channels. China approaches Sudan from a long-term perspective, seeking stable access to resources and infrastructure development tied to trade routes. Western countries, including the United States and European nations, focus on Red Sea security, regional stability, and countering rival influence. Rather than direct occupation, modern competition takes place through economic agreements, political influence, and support for different internal actors. Sudan becomes a chessboard where global powers pursue interests indirectly, avoiding open confrontation while shaping outcomes behind the scenes. The country's internal divisions make it easier for outside forces to gain leverage. Instead of peace being the priority, stability often becomes valuable only when it serves external interests. Sudan's minerals turn it into a strategic asset, but also a battleground for influence. Despite the immense wealth beneath Sudan's soil, ordinary Sudanese citizens see little benefit. Years of civil war, military coups, and political rivalry have weakened institutions and destroyed trust. Mining revenues often bypass the state entirely, flowing instead to armed groups, corrupt officials, or foreign networks. Environmental damage from unregulated mining pollutes water sources and destroys farmland, making life even harder for local communities. International sanctions and isolation further limit Sudan's ability to develop transparent, large-scale mining projects. This creates a vicious cycle. Instability prevents development, and uncontrolled resource exploitation fuels further instability. Sudan now stands at a crossroads. With peace, accountability, and responsible management, its mineral wealth could support economic growth and national recovery. Without these foundations, the same resources may continue to finance conflict and foreign influence. Sudan's future will depend not on the presence of wealth beneath its soil, but on whether that wealth can finally be controlled for the benefit of its people rather than the interests of those who seek to exploit it. Sudan's story is not just one of conflict and crisis, but of a land whose hidden wealth has quietly shaped its destiny. Beneath the struggle lies a powerful truth. Sudan is rich in resources that the modern world depends on, yet poor in the stability needed to protect them. Its minerals have the potential to rebuild the nation, strengthen its economy, and offer a better future for its people. But those same resources have also attracted outside interests, turning Sudan into a battleground of influence rather than a beneficiary of its own wealth. The future now depends on whether peace, transparency, and responsible leadership can take root. If they do, Sudan's riches could become a foundation for recovery. If they do not, the cycle of exploitation and conflict may continue. In the end, Sudan's fate will not be decided by what lies beneath its soil, but by who controls it, and whether it is finally used for the people who live above it.